We lost a lady that was on Jamaica Avenue. She was hit by a car, and he took off and he killed her. She was a mother and a grandmother, and she lived in Woodhaven, and she died on Jamaica Avenue. That was last week. This week, we had a delivery man that was on his motorcycle making a delivery for one of our many food restaurants on the avenue, and he was hit and killed by a hit-and-run driver. So 2 hit-and-run drivers in 2 weeks, and 2 fatalities. He had a son going to college, and he was working very hard all day into the evening to make money for his son and his wife. We were very fortunate because the 102 precinct immediately got on this hit and run, the second one, because they had a witness, and they made an arrest. And I couldn't believe the shape of the car that when they were towing it away, it was on television. Nobody, I don't know who in good conscience could do that to a person and just leave. I just don't know how they live with themselves. So Woodhaven, as I said, is a very sad place right now. Jamaica Avenue is a very sad place, and hopefully we can bring the second perpetrator to justice. Also, the names were Virginia Montalvo and Yu Yan Zhou. Those are the 2 individuals involved.
Hello, Maria. My name is Father Steve from Ozone Park. Regarding the first lady who was hit, 72 years old, I believe. We all knew her. She was collecting bottles and cans in the neighborhood. I was just wondering, she was laying in the street for 2 hours, according to news reports. How is it that nobody, even the police cars, went by and noticed her body laying in the street and all the debris that was there? We saw it on TV. For 2 hours, she went unnoticed. I'm just wondering how this happened. And also, was the perp caught?
Not yet. The other perp was caught that hit Mr. Yu Yan Zhu, the delivery man, but no one was...
Thankfully for that. How come her body was laying in the street for 2 hours and not even a police patrol noticed her there? How is this possible?
Can we get an answer to that?
That's inaccurate information. She wasn't lying. As soon as she was hit, it was called in right away, and she was discovered.
I see. So that was an erroneous report on the news?
Yeah, I didn't see the news, but it must have been because she...
Yeah, they said she was laying there for 2 hours.
No, that's not true.
I see.
I find that hard to believe. I know that she was lying there for a while, but if the guy that hit her called 911 and got emergency attention to her, they might have saved her life.
Okay,
but,
thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad that we cleared that up. There is a lot of erroneous newspaper reporting around on a national level and local level. So I'm glad that you asked that question and you got sufficient answer. Kay, would you like to say something on behalf of the councilwoman?
Well, yes, actually, apropos of these 2 deaths, which are really tragic. I just thought I'd bring up the fact that Elizabeth Crowley has presented resolution in City Council that was related to the death of Robert Ogle, the young man and his friend who were killed by a hit and run in Middle Village in the winter. So her resolution, which is working its way through the council, has to do with upping the fine for leaving your key in the ignition of an automobile while you run out to let's say, a convenience store. It was a very low fee, and now she's proposing it to be $250 for any fine. Our statistics that we got, maybe you can collaborate this, is that 10% in the 104. 10% of automobile thefts are because the key is left in the ignition. So it's not only an effort to make everyone aware that you cannot do this, but that a simple act of yours, of thoughtlessness, of leaving the key in, and in this case for Robert Ogle, the car was idling. So it was quite easy for someone to jump in and just go, and ended up killing 2 young men.
Just to piggyback on what Maria had spoken about earlier with the 2 fatalities with the vehicle accidents, both of them were in this month. The first one was on Saturday, April 18th, which Maria spoke about. I'm sorry, that was just last Saturday night, with the gentleman that was operating a motor scooter was struck by a vehicle, and the 102 precinct, with the assistance of the Highway Accident Investigation Squad, were able to locate the driver of the car and make a quick, prompt arrest. So, that's a good sign. And the other one occurred on Monday, April 6th, which was about 10:30 in the evening, which the 71-year-old woman was struck by a vehicle that left the scene. So the case is still being actively worked on, and hopefully we'll have an arrest with that one as well. We have 2 fatalities, vehicle accident fatalities. Unfortunately, last year, for the whole entire calendar year of 2008, all we had was 2. So, what is a positive indicator there is not that there were fatalities, is that our enforcement is up. And although we're just slightly up in accidents this year, just a very small amount, we're down in injury accidents and total injuries. Injury accidents were down 3%, and total injuries approximately 9% from the same time last year. And our enforcement is good, and there's no other what Maria mentioned earlier, the accident that occurred on Saturday night involved an intoxicated driver. There is nobody, no other precinct in the Patrol Borough of Queens South that makes more arrests for drunk driving than the 102 precinct. So we're on top of it, and if it wasn't for their enforcement, I'm sure we'd have a lot more accidents and a lot more injuries and a lot more tragedies, which I'm glad I do not have to speak about.